Some towns in America are so desperate. For people, they'll literally give you land, throw in a check, and maybe even name a street after your dog. Sounds like a scam, right? Nope. This is real. Welcome to the strangest real estate market you're not supposed to know about. See, while everyone's doom scrolling Zillow and overpriced cities, a quiet land grab is happening in places you've never heard of, places that want you there so badly, they'll build you a front porch, bake you a pie, and hope you never leave. But there's a catch. Actually, 10. Because some of these free land deals come with rules, ghosts, or neighbors that might be UFO enthusiasts. We're counting down 10 U.S. towns that are practically giving away land right now, ranked by how surprising, bizarre, or sneakily brilliant they are. From forgotten farm towns with haunted oak trees to Midwestern hamlets that pay you to have kids. This isn't surface level. And trust me, you're not ready for what's next. Wait till you see the town that throws you a parade just for showing up. Let's break it down. Number 10, Beatrice. Beatrice, Nebraska, will literally give you a plot of land, as long as you promise not to ghost them. After a year, yep, land free. Just sign here and try not to flake. Beatrice, not Beatrice, unless you want side eyes at. The farmer's market is your classic Midwest town. It's got just under 12,000 people, plenty of grain silos, and a public library that still checks out VHS tapes. You're not here for nightlife, unless you count drive-through Dairy Queen as the club. Unemployment lower than the national average. Violent crime below average. Median rent just $700. I get this. The median home price is $125,000. That's not a typo. That's a starter home. And a used Honda in San Francisco. Cost of living is 23% lower than the U.S. average according to Best Places. So far, so good, right? But then Beatrice launched a Homestead Act reboot in 2010, giving out free land to anyone willing to build a house and stick around for at least 12 months. Only problem, most people don't stay. Some ghost town energy, lack of jobs in newer industries, and no joke, actual ghosts. Beatrice is home to the haunted Paddock Mansion where locals report weird lights, and one guy swears he was politely kicked out by a ghost wearing overalls. Saw a comment on Reddit that said, I moved here thinking it'd be chill and chic. It is, but I also had to buy a snowblower, 2 space heaters, and learn how to make conversation about corn. Emotionally, it's wholesome until that 4th week of February hits and you start wondering why your face hurts from simply walking outside. Financially, you can build a home for under $200,000 and live mortgage-free, but expect to be your own. Entertainment. The town's movie theater still shows DVDs on Tuesdays. Not even kidding. You ever been so cold your eyelashes freeze? Winters are like nature's passive-aggressive breakup. Text. It's not you, it's wind chill minus 15. Also, why do tractors drive on the highway here like they're above the law? I got passed by a combine doing 43 in a 65. Felt like a fever dream. Picture this. You wake up in your new home, step outside with your coffee, and hear silence. Not like peaceful silence. Actual silence. Just you, a snow-covered cornfield, and a faint moo in the distance. And if you think Beatrice is wild, the next town throws you a parade just for moving in. No, seriously. Number 9, Camden. Camden, Maine is offering free land and $35K in perks to remote workers. But before you pack your beanie and beard oil, you might want to check the price of lobster rolls. Camden feels like the set of a Hallmark Christmas movie where the baker's ex is always a startup guy from Boston. The town's got pristine harbors, postcard, perfect hills, and old money energy, disguised as rustic charm. It's quiet, walkable, and aggressively adorable. And yes, it's practically giving away land. Kind of. Camden participates in Maine's Remote Worker Relocation Program, which offers grants and tax credits if you buy property or build a home. Some surrounding townships, Rockport, Hope, etc., even throw in free land lots as part of economic revitalization efforts. Camden, they're pitching hard. Up to $25K for housing, land incentives in Neighboring towns, access to zero interest loans and local tax breaks. Bonus, actual coastal land, not just cornfield leftovers. But then the dark truth. Camden's median home price is $725,000. And that's if you don't mind your kitchen being in the laundry room. Rent averages $2,000 a month, if you can even find a place between July and October, aka Airbnb Hunger Games. Job market. Great if you want to sell driftwood art on Etsy or teach yoga for sailors. According to one post on Reddit, moved here for free land, stayed for the view, cried over the taxes. So let me get this straight. Camden will hand you land and $35K to help you build a $600K shack. Spend $8 on a latte and freeze to death in artisanal style. Sign me up. You know what Camden doesn't advertise? The parking. There is one free parking spot in the entire town, and it's reserved for a golden retriever named Captain. And don't even think about putting a trash can on the curb without a town permit. Also, black flies. They bite through denim. You ever get punked by a bug in a Patagonia jacket? Camden bugs don't care. Picture this. Number 8, Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma, isn't just throwing money at you. In some parts of town, they're offering land too. Because why stop at 10,000 when you can also get dirt with your dollars? Tulsa was once America's oil capital. Now it's basically the LinkedIn of cities, trying really hard to network its way into your life. But here's the twist. It's not just the Tulsa remote program that pays you $10,000 to move there. In the surrounding Tulsa metro, you can also find free land offers, especially in satellite towns like Red Fork and Sand Springs. Some city land housing authorities and private developments offer land plus cash bonuses for new home builders who work remotely or bring in-demand skills. Here's what makes it spicy. $10,000 grant from Tulsa Remote, spread across relocation, rent, and bonuses. Select land lots offered for $0 with a home building commitment. Median home price $190,000. Median rent $150 a month. Crime rate higher than average. Tulsa's violent crime index sits at 49.6 versus the U.S. average of 22.7. Cost of living 11%. Below national average. A user over on Reddit mentioned, moved here for the cash, stayed for the backyard. Never thought I'd own chickens and a standing desk. So let's recap. Tulsa will hand you land and cash to live in a town with 5G speeds, robot coffee carts, and occasional tornadoes. America, we're either thriving or glitching. Tulsa has 4 seasons all in 1 week. Monday, heat stroke. Tuesday, hailstorm. Wednesday, allergies. Thursday, tornado warning. By Friday, you're Googling how to build a bunker on free land. Also, shout out to drivers who treat stop signs as emotional suggestions. Now, imagine this. You're sipping coffee on the porch of the house you built on free land, no mortgage, looking out at a sunset behind the skyline. Then you realize you got paid to do this. Cue the happy confusion. Camden gave you ocean, air, and taxes. Beatrice gave you land and ghosts just for showing up. Number 7, Lincoln. In Lincoln, Kansas, you can get a chunk of land for free, but only if you build a house immediately. Think of it like a real life Monopoly move, except the other players are cows and time itself. Lincoln calls itself the post-rock capital of Kansas, which sounds like a music genre, but is actually about limestone fence posts. Yeah, it's that kind of town. Population just over 1,100. Vibe, wide streets, zero traffic, zero Starbucks. People wave at stop signs. It's peaceful and they really want you there. The city's free homesite program offers vacant lots for $0 on a hill with full utilities waiting for someone to build. It's small town America literally giving away land to avoid becoming a ghost town. But then the plot thickens. You have to start building within 6 months and finish in 18, and it has to be a single family home. No tiny houses or shipping container art projects. Some real world numbers. Median home price $82,000. Median rent $500 a month. Violent crime Rate way below national average. Basically safer than your group chat. Cost of living 29% lower than US. Average. Job market mostly local. Businesses, agriculture, and remote work. Hustle. I came across a Reddit post saying, moved here for free land. Now I mow more grass than I talk to humans. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Lincoln. Where land is free, stress is non-existent, and your biggest neighbor. Drama is probably about someone feeding the raccoons again. I respect Lincoln. I do. But can we talk about the wind? Kansas wind doesn't blow, it assaults. 1 minute you're sipping coffee, the next your lawn chair is in Missouri. And their idea of nightlife is 2 diners. Closing at 6 p.m., both serving the same meatloaf. Love y'all, but come on. Picture waking up to golden wheat fields. Stretching past your porch. Birds. Chirping, not an alarm clock in sight. Your house. Yours, paid off on land you got for free. Number 6, Harmony. Harmony, Minnesota. Will give you land. Yes, actual land if you build a home on it. But here's the plot twist. It's also home to singing trees, Amish ghost stories, and people who wave even when they don't know you. Harmony is what happens when someone says, let's make a town with 0 chaos and 100% bird song. Population, roughly 1,000. It's quiet. It's clean. It's kind of spooky. And they really want you to live there. Harmony offers free residential land lots as part of a housing incentive to attract families and remote workers. You pick a plot, build a house within a year, and voila, you're a homeowner in the slowest paced town in America. Let's hit the stats. Median home price, $148,000. Average rent around $675 per month. Cost of living 21% below U.S. average. Crime rate so low it's weird. Property crime index is 4.6 compared to U.S. average of 35. Job market, local healthcare, small biz, and remote friendly. They have fiber internet, shockingly. And here's the kicker. Locals swear there's a singing oak tree near the town square that hums in the wind. A Reddit commenter once joked, moved here for the land, stayed because it felt like a real-life Animal Crossing. Also my neighbor gave me an entire pie for no reason. Harmony, where you can own land, a house, and possibly a haunted tree, all without ever hearing a car alarm. Minnesota winters hit different. Harmony is the type of place where it's too cold to snow, but your eyelashes still freeze. Also, the local grocery store shuts at 8 p.m. So if you want chips after Jeopardy, too bad. You're snowed in, snackless, and questioning your life choices. Oh, and good luck finding coffee that isn't labeled church strength. Imagine this. You wake up on land that cost you 0. Outside, soft snow blankets your front yard. Birds chirp from a tree that may or may not whisper back. You sip coffee on your porch. It's quiet, peaceful,